Hello and welcome to another episode of Southern Football Clash. I'm your host, Justin Johnson. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hey, tomorrow we'll be able to go live. I thought I was going to be able to do it today, but apparently not. It has to be reviewed for like one day. I didn't know how to do it, so we finally got enough subscribers to do it. It will go live on TikTok, so I will do there. I don't have enough subscribers on YouTube yet, but I'm hoping that we'll get there so we can start doing it on YouTube. That will be my new primary. Anyway, let's get into this. I had this requested, so I'm going to do it. Let's talk about, I'm going to do a scale from 1 to 10, from 1 being you don't have a chance to 10 being you're a shoe-in of the SEC teams that could possibly make the college football playoffs. Alrighty. We're going to go just team, random order, don't care. Just going to go through, see what's there. Oh, okay. First team, Missouri. Missouri Tigers have been looking pretty good. I'm telling you, they look pretty good. Bo Parbula. And, oh, Justin, you're not even mentioning the best guy on the team. I'm sorry, Ahmad Hardy. The guy you don't want to tackle. Yeah. Heisman contender? Possibly. Let's look at your schedule. You're already undefeated with a good win over you got a good win over Kansas. South Carolina was a close one for you. Next game. Next game. Alabama. Alabama's going to be your test this week. Now, everybody's saying this is their real test to see if they can really do what they've been doing. See if they are really legit. So, say you beat Alabama. If you beat Alabama, I think you're beating Auburn. I think you'll beat Vanderbilt. Texas A&M, that might be your next loss. I think you'll go 2 losses, maybe. Yeah, I think you'll beat Mississippi State, Oklahoma. That could be possibly another loss. And Arkansas, I think you're going to win that game. So, out of those two, I think you've got to, say you ain't even got a lot. If you beat Alabama, you can, if you lose to Texas A&M in Oklahoma, that's going to be your only other ranked teams that, but a good win against Alabama could help. So it could be possible. Now, if you lose to Alabama, say you lose to Alabama. You lose to Alabama and you beat Texas A&M and you lose to Oklahoma. I think you're going to make it. I think you could make it. Even if you beat Bama, and just lose both those games, you could possibly still make it. Strength of schedule right there could imply. So, for Missouri, I got you as an 8. I think you could get in. I think you're pretty close to getting in. I give you an 8 on the scale from 1 to 10. I think you're an 8. I think you're really good. I think you could take 2 losses here and get you a win and make it into the college football playoffs. Yes, Missouri. Got you at an 8. All right, let's move on. We'll move on to Auburn. Yeah. You got Georgia this week. That's really gonna test you right there. That really will. You against Auburn, it's a tough one right there, I'm telling you. But they say this is the type of games that Hugh Freeze usually wins. He usually wins the tough matchups. Look, Jackson Arnold. He's got to start releasing the ball earlier because he's definitely not giving his offensive line any help holding it any longer. But hey, man, he's got weapons. I mean, he's got Cam, and he's got Eric Singleton. Yeah, he's got a great receiver core. He's just got to get the ball out, and I think Auburn can run the ball. Jackson is definitely, I don't know if he's scared of throwing an interception or what's going on, but he's got to get rid of it sometimes, man. Sometimes you got to trust your receivers to make a play. Anyway, let's move on. So let's say, Lord, you got Georgia. Say you beat Georgia. Let's say you beat Georgia. You beat Georgia. Okay, you go on Missouri. It's another tough one. Possibly can beat you. Arkansas, I think you'll beat. Kentucky, I think you'll beat. Vanderbilt, you ain't been able to beat Diego Pavia yet. And then Mercer. Now, say you lose to Georgia. How many? You already got 2 losses. You already have a 2-loss team, correct? Yes, you're 3-2. So there is no more room for error. You'd have to literally win out right here. So you got to beat Georgia. You got to beat Missouri, Arkansas, Kentucky. Okay, you can get those wins. Vanderbilt, don't know. And then Mercer, I think you've completely got. So, what do I have for Auburn right now? I'm going to give you a 4. I think 4 is where you're about sitting at to get into the college football playoffs. But this offense has to open up. That offensive line has got to hold, and Jackson Arnold's got to get the ball out. He's got to get it out. And you have 2 great receivers standing over there. But, Cam and Singleton, dude, get it to one of them. Cam is a freak of nature. We got to, Hugh Freeze could possibly lose his job right here in this Georgia game right here. So you got to dial up something to where get Cam somewhere implemented into this offense. Let's go. All right. So I give you a 4 on that. We're going to move on. Oklahoma. Yeah, Oklahoma been looking pretty good. Oklahoma's already beat a top 15 team, which was Michigan. They beat Auburn. Oh, yeah. Doing pretty good. Undefeated. Then you got Texas this week. I think you can beat Texas. South Carolina. I think you beat South Carolina. Ole Miss. That's going to be a good one. But say you lose to Ole Miss. Okay. No. You could possibly win. That's a 50-50 right there. Ole Miss. Let's just say you lose to Ole Miss. Okay, then you got Tennessee. Let's say you beat Tennessee. Then you lose to Alabama. Oh, my Lord, what a slate. Then you got Missouri. And then LSU. Oof. That is a tough slate right there. 2 losses, I think you're going to definitely be a 2-loss team. You could definitely be a 2-loss team right here. But say you got 2 losses. With this schedule right here in the gauntlet, you have coming up with, okay, you got Texas. Okay, they've kind of fell out. They're not a top 25 team. South Carolina, not, nobody. But you got Ole Miss, Tennessee, Alabama, Missouri, and LSU that are all top 15 teams right here. With that type, say you lose to 2 of those teams. Well, if you beat 2 of them that are ranked, I still think you got a good chance. So, with that being said, and that slate right there looks pretty tough, I'm going to give you Oklahoma. I'm going to give you a 7. I'm going to give you a 7 just because of how hard the back end of that schedule looks right there. John Mateer looking really good. Hey, people saying Heisman, but will he be in for this Texas game? That is the question. Will he be in for the Texas game? Hopefully he can come back pretty soon. So we'll see on that. So, like I said, Oklahoma, I give you a 7. Next, South Carolina. Lord mercy, it's been rough. You already got 2 losses going to 2 ranked teams, and that's Vanderbilt and Missouri. Vanderbilt beating you pretty bad, but you didn't have Lenore Sellers. I get that. And then you lost to Missouri 20-29. You beat Kentucky very convincingly, 35-13. All right. And now you got to go play LSU. LSU's offense ain't been able to open up, so will that be a closer game than people in attention? Could you beat LSU? I don't see why not. Oklahoma, I think you're might get a loss right there. Alabama, that might be another loss. Ole Miss, that might be another loss. And Texas A&M, Jesus. And then you got Coastal Carolina, and then Clemson. Clemson's not great this year. Oof, that's a tough slate right there. And the way you look, you haven't looked, fantastic. We got to see more about you. We'll definitely see more about you against LSU. We'll be able to tell more about you then. But for right now, I'm going to give you, that back end of that schedule is pretty bad. I'm going to give you a 3. Because the back end of that schedule looks already bad. You already got 2 losses. So you're sitting here with 2 losses to the 2 ranked teams in the conference, and you have no conference wins. Oh, I'm sorry, you do. You got Kentucky. Then you got LSU. So I'm giving you a 3 on that. South Carolina, got to step it up. All right, let's move on from there. Who we got now? We got LSU. Look at LSU right here. You got 1 loss, and it's to the one SEC team that you have played. People are saying now that Clemson game doesn't look so good because now it doesn't look like Clemson's worth anything. You lost Ole Miss 19-24. Next, you got South Carolina. Yeah, I think you beat South Carolina. Vanderbilt, ooh, it may be a closer one, but I think you could probably pull out a win right there, maybe. Texas A&M, Alabama. Okay. Then you got Arkansas. I think you win that game. West Kentucky, I think you win that. And then Oklahoma. Oh, my goodness. You already got one loss. You only can afford another one. This, like I've said before, this offense has to open up. Garrett Nussmeier has not looked like the guy he has. He's not. And on your defense, hey, your defense looks really good. Whit Weeks, West Weeks, Harold Perkins, great players. It's just your offense hasn't looked that great, and they need to open up. So, by the way LSU is looking right now, you're ranked 11th. Some would say, hey, you're not even in the top 10. You shouldn't even be top 10, top 15. Some say even top 20. We're going to find out. We're going to see how good you do against South Carolina and see how that kind of goes. So, for right now, LSU, if you can get the offense opened up a little bit, let's give you a 5. I'm going to give you a 5. I'm going to give you a 5. Say you got a, say a 5. So, really, a 50-50% chance. So, a 5. All right, we're going to move on from there. Vanderbilt. Just suffered your first loss against Alabama. Roll Tide. You lost to them 30-14. You know, you've been undefeated since then. Then you got LSU. You got to play. That will be your next game you have to play. LSU. I think you beat LSU. I think you can. Your defense, I think, is definitely strong enough from what I've seen in the Alabama game. Missouri, I don't know. I think Missouri depends. We'll see more out of Missouri this week, but I think Missouri is better than Vanderbilt. I will say that. Texas, I think you can beat Texas. I think you can beat Auburn. I think you can beat Kentucky. Tennessee, ooh, that's another tough one right there. So, what have I got for the Vanderbilt Commodores? You already got one loss. You probably can only get one more loss. And LSU, Missouri, and Oklahoma. I mean, you turn two of those ranked teams around and you got it. Let's give them a 6. Let's get Vanderbilt a 6. Just because it kind of clears up a little bit. You got 3 more ranked teams to play, and that's LSU, Missouri, and Tennessee. And I think LSU you could beat. So say you beat LSU and you lose to either Missouri or Tennessee, and I think you could beat Texas, Auburn, and Kentucky. So, yeah, I'm going to say a 6 right here. Maybe a 7. No, let's go with 6. Let's play it safe and go 6. So, Vanderbilt, I'm giving you a 6 on this right here. I'm giving you a 6. All right, let's move on from there. Moving on from Vanderbilt, going to Texas. Oh, Lord, how the mighty have fallen. It has been rough for Texas. I was right about him. But anyway, I'm not going to push that anymore. You lose to Florida. Shocker. Wasn't really a top 25 team. I don't know what you were doing sitting in the top 10. You got knocked out. I think you definitely not a top 25 team. You got Oklahoma this week. Did I see you winning that one? I think Oklahoma's gonna get you. Maybe. I mean, it's a rivalry game, so you never know. Then you got Kentucky. I think you beat Kentucky. I think Kentucky's the worst team in the SEC. Mississippi State, look a little good for Mississippi State. Vanderbilt could get you. Georgia, I don't think you're gonna beat Georgia. Arkansas, they could beat Arkansas. Then you got Texas A&M. Lord, the way that Texas has not looked good. I mean, you got some good players on your team. Arch Manning hasn't looked good at all. Underthrowing, overthrowing, everything else. You got Ryan Wingo and all these other players. What is going on? It's not looked good. This hasn't been the Texas team. So with that being said, I'll tell you what I give you. I'm gonna give you a 3. Yeah, I give you a 3. You already got 2 losses. I don't see it. Nope. So I give you a 3. You have to completely win out and win every game. And I don't see you doing that. I really don't. So give them a 3 for the Texas Longhorns. Going to move on from Texas to Kentucky. Lord of mercy, the worst team in the SEC looks completely terrible. Just got beat down by Georgia. beat down by South Carolina. You kept it close with Ole Miss. I'll give you that. That was in the second. That was the second game that Ole Miss played. The second game you played. All right, Kentucky. You got Texas. They haven't looked great, but I still think you're going to get beat. Tennessee's definitely going to smoke you. Auburn, I think, is going to beat you. Florida, they look like they can beat you. Tennessee Tech, I'll give you that one. Vanderbilt, no, I think they're going to beat you. And then Louisville, no. I give Kentucky a 1. You're not making it. You've already got 3 losses. It's not going to happen. I'm sorry. You got like a 1. Not going to make it. I mean, Zach Calzada, it just hasn't been good, guys. Just hasn't been good at all. So no. Kentucky, you're out. All right, moving on from Kentucky. Ole Miss. Look at Ole Miss right here. They're the highest ranked SEC team in the top 25 AP polls right now. And they're the top team in the SEC with 3 SEC wins. All right. Ole Miss should be playing Washington State. You're going to beat them. Georgia looks a little beatable. Definitely play. You got Trinidad in there now over Austin Simmons. Austin Simmons says he's about to come back off of that injury. Are they going to get back to Austin? You got to be crazy too. You got to keep Trinidad. I'm telling you, Kyron Lacey, good running back. Got some good players on this team. I think you keep it the way that it is. You could beat Georgia, Oklahoma. I think that'd be a good game. South Carolina, I think you beat South Carolina. Citadel, Florida, Mississippi State. I think you can beat those teams right there. But you got to go out here. You've already beat LSU. You got to at least. Let's say, okay, you're gonna beat Washington State. You're gonna beat them. Let's say you lose to Georgia, but you beat Oklahoma, you beat South Carolina, Citadel, Florida, Mississippi State. You know what? Give me Ole Miss a 7. A 7. Give Ole Miss a 7. Might just move it up to an 8. Oh, yeah. I'm liking where you're sitting at right now. No, wait, let's go ahead and give Ole Miss an 8. I think it looks pretty good for you, and I think Ole Miss can get the job done on some occasions. Hey, you beat Georgia last year. I don't think you're not capable of not doing it. I don't think you're not capable. I think you're capable of beating Georgia. They can beat Oklahoma. I think you can beat a lot of these teams right here. So give me an 8. Let's move off. Georgia, you're next. All right. You got 1 loss, and it's to Alabama. Okay. You beat the dog breaks off Kentucky, but Kentucky's the worst team. You got Auburn this week. Now, a lot of people are shocked that you're only a 3-point favorite. Auburn has a really good defense, and you're going to be at Auburn. But I think you can beat Auburn, yes. Ole Miss, like I just said, that's going to be a 50-50. You could beat Ole Miss. Don't think you could. Florida, think you're going to beat Florida. Mississippi State, you could possibly beat Mississippi State. Texas, they're going to beat Texas. Charlotte, they could beat Charlotte. And then Georgia Tech, that's always a close one, but Georgia always pulls out, so I'm going to give it to Georgia. Give me the Georgia Bulldogs. Get every year. They made it every year. So give me a 9. Give me a 9. Oh, yeah, I think they can do it. I think they got a 9. I think they can get in there. Don't put nothing down past old Georgia Bulldogs. They've done got punched in the mouth by Alabama, so they're going to be hungry. So, and Kirby Smart, best coach in college football. I don't put nothing past him. Give me a 9 for the Georgia Bulldogs. Really like that very much. All right, let's move on from Georgia. Going from Georgia to Texas A&M. One of my favorite teams, and I don't think this team is actually talked enough. They're sitting in the top 5, but I still don't think they're talked enough. You just beat Mississippi State and beat them very convincingly, 31-9. This team struggled at Tennessee. I mean, this team made Tennessee struggle and put them in the 2 overtimes. Florida, I think you're going to beat Florida this week. Arkansas, I think you could definitely beat Arkansas. LSU, they look beatable. Missouri, I think you can maybe beat Missouri. That's going to be a close one. Maybe we'll see more about Missouri this week. South Carolina, I think you beat South Carolina. Stanford, I think you'll beat Stanford. And then Texas, oh yeah, they might have beat you last year, but I think you're tearing them down this year. So give me Texas A&M sitting at an 8. Oh yeah. Marcel Reed, Le'Veon Moss. Oh yeah. I like this. Give them an 8. Texas A&M, give them an 8. Like it. I like it. All right. Moving on from Texas A&M to Arkansas, Lord of mercy. The second worst team in the SEC right now. Oh, yeah. Arkansas. You got Tennessee. Don't think you're going to win that one. Texas A&M. Don't think you're going to win that one. Auburn. I think Auburn's going to beat you. Mississippi State. I think Mississippi State can beat you. I think LSU's going to beat you. Texas might be the only one that's pretty bad to say. But I think that might be the only one that I think I see you winning right here. Missouri. So Arkansas. You already got 3 losses. I'm going to give you... no, there's not even no convincing win. Even if you win out, there's no convincing win here. You beat Texas A&M, Tennessee, maybe Missouri. You might have a slight chance. I'll give you a 2. Maybe a 3. No, not even a 3. Give them a 2. A 2. Arkansas, I'll give you a 2. That's all I'm giving you. And I'm only giving you that 2 because you fired Sam Pittman. And maybe they can do better now. We'll see. We'll see. We will see on that. Moving on from Arkansas. We're going to go down to Mississippi State. Hey, this team right here is the most improved team of this year. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that for sure. You lost to Tennessee. You beat Arizona State. That was a top. Okay, that was a good one for you. You lost to Tennessee in overtime, and then you lose to Texas A&M very badly. I mean, it was 7-3 in halftime. What happened, guys? What happened? I mean, Blake Chapin, what's going on down there? Come on, you got to pick it back up. Can you beat Florida? Let's talk about the rest of it. Can you beat Florida? Yes, I think you beat Florida. Can you beat Texas? I think you beat Texas. Can you beat Arkansas? I think you can beat Arkansas. I really do. Georgia, oof, that's a tough one. Missouri, oof, that's another tough one. And then Ole Miss is. I mean, already got 2 losses. You have to win out. You got to win out. You've got to win out right here. You got to beat Georgia. You got to beat Missouri and Ole Miss. I do think you can beat these teams. I do think it, but that's a hard slate right there. So give me Mississippi State. Give me Mississippi State out of 5. Mississippi State out of 5. Okay. Going to move on from Mississippi State to Florida. Oh, yeah. You pulled off and you beat Texas, but Texas didn't look that great. You done lost to 3 ranked teams, which was South Florida, LSU, and Miami, and you got beat pretty convincingly on every one of those except for South Florida. You kept it close in, but South Florida, come on. You got Texas A&M next year. I don't think you're going to win that. Mississippi State, I don't think you're going to win that. Georgia, I don't think you're going to win that. Kentucky, you'll win that one, I think. Ole Miss, no. Tennessee, no. And then Florida State, no. We probably got the toughest. You do have the toughest schedule in the SEC. No. I'm giving you a 1. It's just Billy needs to go. Billy needs to go. Billy needs to go. I mean, you'll beat Kentucky. Stoops, you need to go too, but I mean, hey, they don't have the money to buy him out, so Billy probably going to be gone. I'm just going to tell y'all that. Let's move on from Florida to Tennessee. Oh, yeah, Tennessee. Looking pretty good. Your only loss is to Georgia. You beat Mississippi State, but you went in overtime with them. Okay. All right. So let's look at next game you got is against Arkansas. They can beat Arkansas. They can beat Arkansas. For sure. Going to beat Arkansas. Alabama, that's going to be a close one. That might be another loss right there. Might. Don't know. Be close. Kentucky, I think you beat Kentucky. Oklahoma, that's another toughie right there. It's another tough one. And then New Mexico State. Woo, not too bad. You think you can win that one. Florida, I think you can beat that one. Vanderbilt, I think you can beat Vanderbilt. So Tennessee, I'm going to give you a 7 on this one. I'm going to give you a 7. Joey Aguilar, Bruzzle, got some good players on this team, man. You really do. You got some good players on this team. I think you really do. All right, moving on. Alabama. Roll Tide. Roll Tide, Alabama. Let's go. Got 1 loss into his top 25 team, and that's Florida State. We looked terrible right there. You got punched in the mouth early, kind of woke up a little bit, went crazy against Louisiana Monroe, Wisconsin. Then you went out there on the road, beat Georgia. Vanderbilt, you beat Vanderbilt, got your revenge. Okay, you got Missouri this week. Ooh, that's going to be a tough one right there. That could possibly be another loss. Then you got Tennessee. Jesus. That's tough. That's tough. Then you got South Carolina. I think you can beat South Carolina. Then you got LSU. LSU is beatable. I think you can beat LSU. Then you got Oklahoma. And Eastern Illinois. You'll win that one. You got Auburn. Auburn's beatable. I think you can beat Auburn. But that's a rivalry game. Who knows? It's tough for Alabama. That's a tough last slate for Alabama. You got Missouri. That's a ranked team. You got Tennessee. That's a ranked team. You got LSU. That's a ranked team. Oklahoma. That's a ranked team. Then you got Auburn, which is your rival. So what am I giving Alabama right here? I got to give Alabama right here, looking at the slate right here, I give Alabama a 7. Ty Simpson looks like a good Heisman candidate. You got Ryan Williams. You got Jeremy Bernard. You got Jam Miller come back now. You got a good defense. Pretty good defense. Against the run, they haven't looked too good. LT Overton, Keenan. I mean, you gotta wake up a little bit and watch out for the run. Because I tell you, next week, Missouri, Ahmad Hardy, you know they're running the ball. You know they are. So I hope you're ready. But looking at this, like I said, a 7. I'm giving Alabama a 7. That is what I'm giving Alabama. Okay, guys, that is from a scale 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best, of what I give these SEC teams to get into the college football playoffs right here. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for watching. Hey, we finally got enough subscribers on TikTok. That way we can finally go live. And I'm going to do that tomorrow. Thank y'all so much. That is all thanks to you guys. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for subscriptions. Thank you for the views. Thank you for everything. Couldn't have done it without you guys. Literally couldn't. Thank you so much. Try to get a little bit better lighting. I know it hasn't a little bit looked great. I promise you I'm going to get it right. Trying to get some more background stuff for y'all. How y'all like? Oh, yeah, got some. Move this out of the way. Look at that right there. Looking good. Look at that. Got some new stuff. Oh, yeah. Thank you guys for watching another episode of Southern Football Clash, and I hope to see you guys on the next one.